Alright, so this is just a follow-up to the video that we posted yesterday, because there were some little things that the player base didn't like about that update. There were some major changes that I'm happy that they made, but there's a little specific something that I didn't talk about that much yesterday, because I wanted to do a dedicated video about that specific subject and matter, precisely because I do want to take like 5 or 10 minutes more to discuss specifically about that. And that is the weapon changes, the changes to boss weapons that they did. So basically the basic of everything is that all of the 5 weapons, this is a boss weapon. As you can see right here, I have it on +5. This is how it usually would be. This is a maximized weapon. Now you will also notice right here that the attack power, it's just basically nothing. It's basically half of what it should be. And the reason for this being is that they said that it was too easy to level up boss weapons and be overpowered, and some of the boss weapons that we have in the game, they are some of the most powerful weapons in the game and meta that people were using in PvP and such. And they wanted to touch a little bit about that, and also to add a little bit more diversity for players to be using more weapons instead of just the basic ones that everyone is using right now. But the thing is that this is not the right way to do it. To upgrade weapons, you need a material. This is the outrage that people have right now. So to upgrade weapons, we need materials right here, which in this case we have the chunks, the Deralion chunks, and you can only get 3 or 4 of this per playthrough. This is why people is so upset about this. As you can see with this character, I just have 2 of them. I have 2 of these guys sitting right here, so I can upgrade more weapons. Now I would be saving this for something different, different weapons that I would be using for different purposes, different things that I would want to do. Now, this weapon that I have right here for this specific character, my Pietis sword right here, well, this is a character that I did over level for a different purpose. This is just too advanced on New Game Plus, so this is a character that I had designed for a different video for the most powerful weapons that you would have in the game. Regardless of that, let's imagine that this was my main weapon, my main sword. Now I would be falling short on 1 Deralium chunk to be able to upgrade it. Now, how bad is that really? Well, in reality, it's not that bad, I guess. If we upgrade the weapon, we go all the way to +6, +7, +8, and now we upgrade this thing to +9. I'm going to have an attack power of 354. Upgrading it, it's just going to give me 50 damage, which you could say that you could potentially be using this weapon perfectly fine without having that Deralium chunk. The thing is that I do not want to, because this is a weapon that I had upgraded on my previous playthrough before they added that patch. So in reality, what players thought that they would be doing is that, yes, I mean, if you do want to change the things of everything right here, you want to change the system, the upgrade system, for people to have to invest a little bit more in this, then might as well just upgrade naturally on itself the amounts of weapons that the amounts of upgrade that you would have in that weapon. So instead of just leaving this thing being a +5, immediately turn it a +10, because this is naturally natively a weapon that I had already invested time on, a weapon that I had already invested materials on. So now I have to use my very own materials that I got myself for different things that I wanted to do for several different purposes. And let me tell you, it is not that I am bashing on the developers, it is not that I am just throwing hate in here, but I do not think that the response that they gave for this, it's just the proper right one, or the one that we as a community would like to have. Because as you can see right here, it says, we understand how this may have caused frustration for some players, especially as now to get the +10, an additional chunk is required. That's why we've reduced its value. Note it can also be obtained in the game world by defeating Holy Bulwarks, heavily armored foes easier to find in the mass of Hallout Brothers, especially inside the large church near the Leprosarium. And what this means is that probably, I mean, it sounds like they reduced the cost of upgrading it, but it says in my mind, I do not know if I am just misinterpreting this. This is just the message that I am reading. When it says value, I imagine that it reduces the cost of the amount of vigor that you would be required to upgrade that thing. Ideally, I do not care about that. And when it comes to getting it back, they are just saying, just farm it. The one that you already had, just go farm it. There's enemies that have like the chance of dropping it for you. Me personally, as you can see all throughout my videos that I have showcasing different builds for different things, different purposes, I'm always farming that specific area because that's where I like to showcase all my videos. And as you can see, well, I don't have that many chunks. I have upgraded several weapons. Usually people ask me how do I have that many upgraded weapons. Yes, I do get them from them, but they are not common. You have to be there at all times, farming and farming and farming. And that is probably something that the person that upgraded its weapon did not want to do. They just want to use the one that they already had, and it was stripped away from them. So that's the feedback that they gave. They also mentioned something else, that they want to have a fairer experience for all different players. And in this context, some of those weapons were overpowered. They wanted to balance them a little bit in here. But I don't think that is the right way to do so. When it comes to the rest of the balancing, you can see right here that it says, please know that we hear you. And as some of you suggested, we are already in the process of separating the balancing for PvE and PvP. Little parenthesis, which is something that Elden Ring did. To ensure that both aspects of the game can coexist and are optimized for the best possible experience in both modes. And that is especially true as well, because as you can see, this is one of my favorites. This was one of the favorite spells that everyone would be using for PvE. It's very fun to use. It's by all means not the most powerful of the whole spells that you have out there. It deals 2k damage, as I have showcased in my different videos. There's ways to reach higher amounts of damage without using the spell. But take a look at this. This thing now costs 425 mana, meaning that if you use it now, you have to be very, very, very much having quite a lot of mana. And the reason behind this is that they do not want for people to be spamming this on PvP. I mean, yeah, that's nice and all, but it's basically useless on PvE now. I am never going to be using this specific spell on PvE anymore because of the mana cost that I have right there. What is the purpose, what is the point of dealing just that 2k damage in one single shot and not being able to cast anything else outside from that? It feels like an ultimate, and when it comes to an ultimate, like I said, there are better ways to achieve higher amounts of damage if that's what you wanted to achieve. So yeah, I mean, that's the feedback that we have for now. I think it's I understand the frustration and the anger of some players, having them told that they have to farm for that material that they lost. That is at least the answer that they gave. Hopefully they are going to have a different solution. One thing that it is noted, one thing that we do need to have in mind is that they have been working tirelessly on this thing, and they listen to feedback. So they are not just implementing things without knowing that the players are out there expressing their opinions. But right now, unfortunately, for when it comes to the weapons on itself, it sounds like the response is just go out there and farm the material, because that thing is going to remain as is. Which I call BS on that, because I have several different boss weapons as well that I upgraded myself. And I don't think that it is fair to tell the player to just go and farm the material to upgrade the weapon back again. I don't think that's the right way to do things. But let me know, what do you think? What do you think about all of that in the comment section down below? Are you satisfied with the response? Are you mad about this kind of changes? Let's discuss. Hopefully politely in the comment section down below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and that if no one has told you today that you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you're indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. I will be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a beautiful day and goodbye.